When looking at a forest from above, it is common to think that that landscape is all one homogeneous entity. But in reality, it is a mosaic of different forest types, each with different composition, topography, and ecological processes all taking place. These forests create a habitat that is used by hundreds of mammal, bird, reptile, and amphibian species, as well as tens of thousands of invertebrate species. Much of Connecticut forests are composed of oak and hickory trees. However, dozens of other tree and shrub species are also found throughout the forests. This great variety of life helps to make the forests of Connecticut so special. I spent a month exploring a small patch of forest near my home, attempting to capture and record as much of this diversity as I could in that time. While this footage only offers a glimpse at the fraction of the diversity in this area, it is my hope that this may inspire you to go out and explore your local area, to see how much diversity you can find. Even though only a small fraction of forest was explored for this project, the landscape of the land varied greatly from one location to the next, offering streams, lakes, marshes, and closed canopy forests composed of different tree species. This variation creates what is called microhabitats within the landscape and offers a clue as to why there is so much diversity within these forests. The easiest way of visualizing this phenomenon is by thinking of nesting dolls, with the forest as a whole making up the overall habitat on the landscape scale. Then as you go down to consecutively smaller scales, you can pick out the stream within the forest being a different habitat, then smaller the tree along the banks of the stream, and then a leaf on that tree, and so on, magnifying smaller and smaller, each level becoming a more specifically defined habitat, occupied by organisms that are best suited to exploit the resources available. Looking at this concept on a spatial scale, the forest may have a wet area in one section, then a few hundred meters away, a large cliff face, and then a section of old-growth forest. Each of these different areas can have a unique makeup of species that can be found in only that type of specific habitat. Each of these microhabitats are not standalone systems, however. They all work together within the landscape framework of the forest to create a cycle of energy and other resources that move throughout the forest, passing from the plants to the insects, birds, mammals, and then back into the soil again to be reused. This cycle and diversity does not only exist above the soil, in what we can see, but also extends deep within the soil, with elaborate connections of mycorrhizal fungi that helps trees work together to share and gather nutrients from the soil. These soil fungi become visible only on the surface as they work to reproduce, their spores transferred across the forest floor by small mammals who consume the fruiting bodies. This interaction is only one example of species of the forest working together. Other species, such as woodpeckers, work to excavate holes in trees which can be used by smaller animals of the forest, as nesting and denning sites, these smaller animals being incapable of excavating their own homes. Another interaction can be found within the ruby-throated hummingbird and the yellow-bellied sapsucker. These yellow-bellied sapsuckers create sap wells in trees, causing the sugary sap of the trees to drain out, allowing the hummingbirds to thrive within these forested environments, sucking on the sap and the insects that gather along these wells. Forests work to provide various ecosystem functions, including carbon sequestering, providing clean water and air purification, as well as soil stabilization. Many of the functions of the forest also serve as ecosystem services, which have direct benefits to humans. A large, healthy, and intact forest is able to provide more of these services and ecosystem functions compared to smaller and more fragmented forest tracts. These large tracts of forests also allow for the larger of the mammals found in Connecticut to thrive, including the black bear, who use the forest to find food and raise their young. And sometimes a down-decaying tree provides the perfect post for that much-needed back scratch. Other, more secretive animals, such as the bobcat, also use these woods, as seen in this trail camera footage. White-tailed deer forage among the thickets for vegetation and nuts produced by the trees above. Acorns from the oaks being a particular favorite in late summer and fall. Owls hide out in the forest canopy above, only being visible after careful inspection and listening to the forest. Ponds and lakes within the forest provide for locations with increased diversity of species, including wading birds such as great blue and green herons, foraging on the abundance of fish and amphibians, newly hatched each spring and summer. Kingfishers join in on the buffet, perching low over the water and diving in to catch their prey. Other animals congregate around the water for the abundance of insects. Barn swallows, cedar waxwings, and kingbirds also join in. Other animals come down to the water for the berries and flowers produced by the increase in shrubs and plants that grow in the added sunlight and water of these areas. The forests are an ever-changing landscape through both natural and invasive processes. As forests age, the species composition changes as new plants take hold and the early colonizers die out and fall to the forest floor. Many of these processes take years to occur, but they act to create the forests that we can enjoy today and into the future. Thank you for watching. I learned a lot in the making and filming for this mini project, and I hope you enjoyed the final product. Thank you again to OM System for loaning me the gear to make this video possible. You can find the links to the gear that I used below in the description. I hope to continue to make more videos like this in the future, tying together my education and love for photography, showing different habitat types through different seasons. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and thank you again for watching.